So recently a bunch of games on Steam that have pretty adult-like content have been targeted by Valve, saying that they break some form of the terms of service, I guess, or whatever the policies are with Valve, and that these games need to be removed within 2 weeks. Now, with a few developers, Valve has come out and been like, alright, we're going to take another look at this and see what's going on. Now, I don't usually make videos like these because usually they're like a 5-minute topic that some douchebag makes a video on, gets like 1 million views, and then we move on to the next subject. But this has always been puzzling me when it comes to video games, so I want to talk about it. Now, sex and video games have always been kind of an iffy topic for people. Back when the first Mass Effect came out and had probably one of the most censored sex scenes in video game history, the fucking news over here in America went apeshit and made up a bunch of lies about it. I don't know if any of you out there remember this. It was a pretty big deal back then. AVGN made a video about all the Atari sex games, which back then was causing controversy left and right. Now, I own a copy of Honey Pop. I played through it, and I'm going to tell you guys something. It literally is like one of the most tame games out there in terms of sex. I mean, there's implied sex when you're doing the little match 3 minigame or whatever you call it, and then afterwards it shows a still image of the chick being nude. Might I remind you, the game's already censored. It doesn't show the full nudity. You actually have to use a patch from, I guess, the developer themselves to actually see the full nudity. So this game is pretty heavily censored as it is. The funniest thing about Honey Pop, and why I think it is like the best in its genre, is it knows what it is, okay? When you play Honey Pop, it knows it's a dating game where you try to have sex with women, and it rolls with it, and it makes it a comedic game, and I find it absolutely hilarious, and it, again, boggles my mind why Valve would give a flying fuck about a game that knows what it is, it advertises itself as such, and honestly, it's pretty harmless. Might I ask you, Valve, how the fuck that breaks any form of your terms of service or your policies or whatever it broke? And might I ask, anybody who might have gone to Valve and complained to them about this and tried to get these games removed, why do you care? When I play The Witcher 3 and I go to the brothels and fuck those chicks, those sex scenes are probably some of the most detailed sex scenes in video game history to this date, okay? Maybe another game will come out in a little while that shows like even deeper sex scenes, but in my opinion, if you want to see like video game sex scenes that are good, go watch Witcher 3. My biggest concern with this though is, of all the things that are being thrown on Steam, of all the things that have ever been thrown on Steam, why is this even a controversy? Why does Valve even give a shit? There's like a billion different people trying to throw asset flipping pieces of shit on Steam every day. Why are you worrying about some weeb game where you can fuck insert thing here? Because there's a billion of them. In my personal opinion, I find these games pretty cringeworthy, and I also think that most people who enjoy them are probably just weeaboos. But hey, they're pretty harmless, okay? You don't have to buy them. That's the number one thing with this. They're completely optional. Just like the sex scenes in Witcher 3. You don't have to do them. You can go through the entire game, I think, without having sex with a single person. This has always perplexed me when it comes to video games and sex. We can show probably some of the most grotesque ways to kill a person possible, but if a titty pops out, suddenly it's the biggest thing on the planet, and oh god, what are we going to do about little Timmy and little Sarah? It's like, hey, how about you don't buy little Timmy and little Sarah a fucking M-rated video game? It's just pretty stupid, honestly. There's really nothing wrong with this. I fully support these games being on Steam. You can call me whatever you want, but I don't care, dude. These aren't hurting anybody, and it's kind of shocking that Valve, being as big as of a company that it is, even gives a shit about this. Anyways, though, guys, this is Super Snow. Hit me up on Twitter, hit the like button, hit me up on Patreon. I'll see you guys later. Have a nice day.